We have the unique opportunity to ask world-renowned Yale historian Professor Timothy Snyder a few pertinent questions on Latvia, its history, and its future. Professor Snyder came to Latvia to deliver the Asaya Berlin Day keynote address. Occupation and destruction have ravaged these bloodlands for hundreds of years. It almost seems like it's part of the DNA of the Baltics. Will we see war in our lifetimes?
Historians can't predict like that. We sometimes have a sense of what's not happening, right? Actually, I'm here for Isaiah Berlin Day, and that's something that Isaiah Berlin said in his essay, which was about history and science, that historians have an instinct for what's not going on. They can sometimes spot a lie. War is much less likely if people have a correct understanding of why war started in the past. And in peace is more likely if people treat civil society as something which they are creating, rather than imagining that someone else is going to come and rescue them, or that history is going to come and rescue them. So you're certainly going to see another war in 50 years. Whether there's another war in Latvia, I hope not. I hope not. We now have new lessons to learn, right? And so if you're expecting to live for another 50 years, then like you're going to help people in the next generations understand, what did we learn from 2014, right? What did we learn from 2016? What have we learned about informational war? What have we learned about cyber war? How do we turn that into a positive so that we make ourselves not just more resistant, but so we see these as ways to strengthen our own values? Because ultimately that's what you have to do if you're under attack. You have to say, okay, what was under attack? What's good about that? What needs to be defended?
Latvians often note that the West is unaware or not interested in understanding complex aspects of our history. Your books, of course, help counter that. What else can be done to further enlighten the world about?
As far as what Latvians can do, I think it's the same for Poles or Estonians or Lithuanians or Ukrainians. If you can understand yourself, that's a first step towards other people understanding you. You can't expect other people to understand you before you understand yourself. And part of understanding yourself is telling your own history in a more European or a more universal way, so that others can find their way into it. So that's an important part. I mean, I'm not saying that Latvians shouldn't recognize what's special, but you have to see what's special and then see, perhaps other people had experiences that were similar to this, or perhaps there's a category like ethnic cleansing or deportation into which I can talk with other people who have had similar experiences. So something like that.
Professor Snyder was kind enough to sign 15 copies of his best-selling book Bloodlands for the U.S. Embassy in Riga to use. We will organize a book giveaway quiz for these signed Russian language versions of Bloodlands. If you read in Russian, are interested in the history of Eastern Europe, stay tuned to our embassy's Facebook page. If you wish to watch the full version of our interview with Professor Timothy Snyder, go to the link in the description below.